There is an ordinance, and sin was in the world before the Mosaic law. The consequences of sin was in the world before there was a Mosaic law. I need to say it again because that's pretty much what you just said earlier today when you just made a statement. Everybody. People were dying from the consequences of sin that someone brought into the world. Keep that in mind. 2 Esdras chapter 3 and verse 19. And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire and of earthquake and of wind and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob and diligence unto the generation of Israel.
So starting off, it's talking about God's glory going out through the 4 corners of the earth, and he gave it to the seed of Jacob. All right.
Verse 20. And yet tookest that not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
So now it says that God did not take away the wicked heart of the people. So if he took away the wicked heart, and then it says that fruit might go forth out of them, but it said that he did not take away the wicked heart. All right.
Can I say something on that?
Go ahead.
Look at the words that are being used here. It says, and yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart. So God didn't take that from us, which gives us what? Over and over and over in this Bible, we keep saying, choose life. Choose life. Choose life. Don't choose death. Don't choose to be wicked. Don't choose to be dead. Choose life. So he gave us the opportunity, because he could have easily took the wickedness away from us, but there'll be no need for his law then. That's how much power we have right now, and we don't realize it. You can choose life. So he didn't take that away so that his law might bring forth fruit in them. Now you have to be the adult. You can't be little babies and little kids and toddlers not knowing it. No, I'm going to give you a law, and you have to choose whether that law is going to bring forth fruit. Your application of what you're doing, you're going to be able to see if it's bringing forth the fruit, bringing forth the rewards, bringing forth your actions of you believing in God's law. Let's see what comes after you following directions, because you're going to choose to do it. All right. Verse 21. For the first Adam, bearing a wicked heart, transgressed and was overcome, and so be all they that are born of him.
So here in the beginning, it talks about Israel. In verse 19 and 20, it was talking about how Israel was given the law, and God didn't take away the wicked heart so that his law may bring forth fruit. And now it's talking about verse 21, talking about Adam. And it says that Adam, the first Adam, had a wicked heart as well, and he transgressed, and he was what? Overcome by sin. And it said all they were born of him. So what? Everybody on earth was born of Adam.
Everybody?
Everyone. Because initially they weren't. It was Adam was created separately from some other people. But then what? Everyone on earth died except for Adam's remnant. His seed lived. So now everyone on earth is born of Adam.
Which is Noah, the remnant that lived. Noah, his 3 sons, their wives, and Noah's wife. 8 people. All right, so verse 22. Thus, infirmity was made permanent.
So infirmity, they're calling this wicked heart infirmity. That's a disease or a sickness. God is calling the wicked heart that we all have a disease. Come on.
Like super gonorrhea? A disease. Nasty. Thus infirmity was made permanent, and the law also in the heart of the people with the malignity of the root.
So here it's saying that we have a wicked heart, but God also gave us his law. So now we have both. We have a wicked heart and we have God's law. Who do you think is going to win that battle? Come on.
So that the good departed away and the evil abode still.
So what's the good? God's law. So if you remain to have a wicked heart, like Aaron said, if you don't make that choice to change your wicked heart, what's going to happen? God's law is going to fade away, and you're going to remain with that wicked heart.
You got to say that part again, man, because, for the Christians that say you ain't got to keep the Mosaic law.
Yeah, that's crap.
Is it?
That's crap there.
Dang.
All through the Bible, although we're reading from the Apocryphal Old Testament, same thing in the New Testament. It all says that what in Romans, that the wages of sin is death. God did not allow us to sin. So here it says, if you don't change your wicked heart, God's law is going to fade away, and you're going to remain having a wicked heart. All right.
Before we go, I want to say something too. Verse 21, it says, for the first Adam bearing a wicked heart transgressed. There is an ordinance, and sin was in the world before the Mosaic law. The consequences of sin was in the world before there was a Mosaic law. I need to say it again because that's pretty much what you just said earlier today when you just made the statement. Everybody. The consequences of sin was in the world before Moses went and got the commandments. People were dying from the consequences of sin that someone brought into the world. Keep that in mind.
That's all they wanted out of there. So we just wanted to focus on that. Here we show that everyone has a wicked heart. No matter what nationality you are, everyone has a wicked heart, and everyone is under the law of sin and death. Everyone has to die now because of that wicked heart, because you've committed sin. The penalty is death. And God said, hey, this is the only way out. We know we go through it all the time. The only way out is Christ. Believing on him and keeping the commandments is the only way out of that second death. The first death, hey, we're going to get that. You're going to die. But then after death, what is going to happen? That judgment time. Got one more scripture before we get started. Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. Just a few things just to get the class going, get it started a little bit and have some understanding. So Genesis chapter 1. I know we go to Genesis all the time because, hey, you start figuring out the Bible and reading, you start understanding that Genesis has a lot of the answers right there in the very beginning. The rest of the Bible is going to tell about what's going on in Genesis.
You don't say.